All right, so today we are working on a AO Smith Proline 50-gallon water heater. The issue with this water heater is that the gas company came out to change the meter and to relight the pilot. You can see right there the white wire. They accidentally broke that and it's still in the warranty, so we decided that we're going to go ahead and change that out, but the gas company will obviously be responsible for covering the fees. So because we carry this water heater, I was able to run to the shop and grab the part, and this is what's in the part right now. So it's a new Thermopile kit. It's actually a direct fit, a direct replacement. So there's no cutting or tubing or anything like that. You can just put it right in. So it's always good to read the directions before you begin any project. All right, even if you're a professional, pretty good to read. You always learn something new when you get reminded of something that you forgot. All right, those are the things that came when you get the new ferrule, the new clip right there, and then you get the Thermopile kit. On the Thermopile kit, it's very simple. You get that igniter, which is the orange wire. You got the red and the white wire that plugs right back into the gas. That's for the TCO switch, which is the thermal overheat switch. Then you see you got the igniter right there that I'm pointing at. Then you got, that's where the pilot light is, and the last one is the thermopile. All right, so let's get breaking down this. So you need a channel lock, a small little either channel lock or adjustable wrench. I'm using an adjustable wrench right there. That's the wire that they broke, and they just stuck it in there so it can relight. All right, so I'm disconnecting the wires right now. I'm going to use your adjustable or channel locks to take off. That port was the gas. I decided to take off the thermal first. So that's what I'm doing now. You unscrew that. All that, you're gonna get new ferrules, so you don't have to worry about losing that piece or anything. And then next, I'm taking apart the two clips that hits the TCO. It's the temperature cutoff switch. What that does is, if the temperature gets too hot under there, shut the pilot off, or the water heater off, and there's a little black dot right there. That's actually a reset button. So if you're ever relighting the water heater and it's not lighting, always check that switch, and if it keeps tripping because of that switch, you want to call a professional. Check out the water heater. Maybe it is overheating. So right now we're unscrewing gas supply, and that goes to the burner. And be careful with that, because that does not come new with the kit. If you break that whole assembly will need to be replaced. All right, I think I'm gonna adjust the camera here. Right now I'm looking for a quarter bit. Now with this model, it's different for every model, but with this model there are two screws that hold in this whole assembly. One on the left, one on the right, and they're 1/4 inch screws.
Go away.
Go ahead and unscrew that. That was my wife speaking. Once you take off those screws, you want to gently pull out the whole assembly. Okay, you want to be careful because these process delicate. So I got the one on the right. I'm going to go back on the left to finish taking off the one on the left. Now, once again, this process is an easy process. It's basically plug and play. You get this done if you have the patience, the time to get it done. Would have cost the customer, if they had to cover this, $800 to get this work done. You might say, oh well, that's a lot of money. That's why I'm making a video, so you can get it done yourself. All right, so that's the burner. You obviously can tell it's been doing its job. Two screws on the bottom that hold that burner together. You see the old Thermopile kit right there, and that is the TCO. That's the cutoff switch. That's sensitive if it gets too hot. Cut it off right there. There you are. That's the old stuff. We're gonna replace that. There's one screw which is right there that's holding it down. Now sometimes you can get that screw out without triggering off the burner. But with this one here, they want to make it difficult. So we're gonna have to take off the burner to get to that screw. I'm gonna attempt my screwdriver to take out that screw without taking off the burner, but I'm gonna fail. It's as if I know what I'm about to do here. Maybe I'm psychic. Obviously, it's not gonna work. Duh. Unprofessional. Alright, so it's not gonna work, so I'm gonna have to take off the burner, which is very easy. 2 screws on the bottom that holds the burner together. I'm trying to flip around for you guys so you can see what's going on there. Alright, adjusting the camera for better angle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm saying right now that I'm gonna take off the burner to get to the screw. 2 screws. There we go. And it's really good to use a magnetic screw. I have a Milwaukee magnetic screw. It doesn't hold screws anymore. Put the screw in there and it falls. And you want to get the right size screw. This one was too big for the project, but I was too lazy to go back outside. So getting the right screwdriver is always good. A good worker has the right tools. Makes it much easier. Now what I did, I put the screw inside the burner or on top of the burner so I don't misplace them, because I am good at misplacing screws and getting upset. That's that one screw that hold the whole Thermopile kit together. I'm going to remove that, keep that, because the new kit does not come with a new screw. Okay. Once that's off, you want to pay attention to how you remove it so you can put it back, but it's a plug and play. There's absolutely no other way to put it back in. All right, now once that is off, that's my wife again. There's this clip there that's holding the whole wires and pilot feed together. You can use a screwdriver, and what I did, stick the screwdriver in there and twist it left and right. That will lift up a little bit. And then you could try to attempt to use your hand to pull it off. I'm not that strong. I tried and I failed. So what I did, I used a needle nose pliers to finish taking it off. It pops right off. Be careful, be gentle. But even if you break the clip, you have a new one in the kit. Okay, that's now off. Once you get it off, those 2 solenoids right there, you're gonna push them in. Not pull, but push them in. I don't know what this guy is doing. You push them in, and they come right out and give you access to pulling out the whole Thermopile kit. All right. Now with AO Smith, there's generally 2 types, or any water heater, there's general 2 types of thermal kit. All right. There's one with a TCO and one without a TCO. And then obviously if you have a power vent, that's a whole different story. But a natural vent or atmospheric vent water heater, there's 2 types. Generally, you could go fancy, there could be different types, but generally speaking, modern. And right now this is the New Jersey area, so this is generally in New Jersey. It might be different in your state, use different types, but generally in the New Jersey area. This is common. And I think over here in this area here, what I normally see is AO Smith, Bradford White, and Marine, and sometimes American water heater. That's mostly what I see the most. All right, so I'm putting back in the new Thermopile kit there. You want to stick it in through that hole, and once that is in, now remember, be very careful with that thermal or the pilot, the aluminum pilot, because you don't want to kink that. You kink that, you want to replace it. Okay, so when you're bending it or when you're moving it, be very gentle with it so you don't kink it. All right, Once that's there, you want to then use both hands to gently put a 90-degree bend on that Thermopile. That's what I do with my hand. So I basically took my left hand here and I held it the where I want it to be bent, and then I took my right hand and bend it, ensuring that it does not kink. All right, a nice slow bend. All right, and then once that's done, you line it up with the hole or the screw hole, and then you pop back in the screw. Once again, here you want the right screwdriver. My screwdriver is old, so it's the magnetic tip doesn't work that well anymore, and it's a little bit too big for the job, but you know, look at that guy. Look at that guy. Look at him. Look at that guy. All right. Screw it. With a nice snug. Look at him. Face this in the camera. I recorded the video last time, and after I was done recording the video, I realized that it showed absolutely nothing but my crotch. It would be good if I was doing a demonstration of my crotch, but I wasn't, so I was like, oh, well, I did 30 minutes of nothing here. All right. Now, those white ribbon, it feels like fiber cloth. What those does is a protective cloth for the wire. And what it does, it protects it from the flame so it doesn't melt. You want to make sure that they stay inside the burner, not outside. Putting back the burner in now. Line up with 2 screws. Okay, pay attention to the end of that burner. You see that triangle part? I want you to pay attention to that because there's a special way to put that burner back in, which I'm going to show you once we get ready to put it back in. Because there is a little hook, you got to hook it in. So it prevents the burner assembly from shaking around up in there. Now this screw is a little ignorant. I didn't want to go in. It took me a while to screw that bad boy in, but if there's a will, there's a way. Now it's all about being patient here, especially if this is your first time. It is not a overwhelming process. It's very simple. Take a deep breath, relax, and screw it in. And if you need to yell, I'll give you my wife's phone number. You can call me over. Don't even like tell your name. Just call and just yell at her, and then just hang up and that's it. All right, there's those 2 clips there that hold in the Thermopile kit or the Thermopile assembly together. Put it together so you can see. Remember, we pushed it out. Now you're going to push it in. The easiest way to do this is get the wire lined up. Put one in, line up the wires to the hole, and then put the other one in. That's what this actually is the longest part, so I skipped it around. But it took me a long time to put that back. It was so annoying. That's the most frustrating part about this job here is that part. That's the hardest part. So if that's the hardest part, then let's see who's calling me. All right, once that's back in, you want to throw the clip back on, and make sure, like I said, those fiberglass protective fire coating for the wire is inside where the burners are, not outside the burner assembly. Okay. Once that's in, you can use the needle nose plier to push it in, but I find it annoying, so I push it as much as I can with my finger. Then I'm gonna put down the assembly, use a flat head, and tap it down gently all the way. Well, that's not a flat head. Look at this guy, doesn't even know what he's doing. Boom, 2 taps, and it's right in. He's gonna make sure. All right, 3 taps went down. That 3rd tap. All right, that's it. Okay. Now, I think that this guy, he's gonna pick the camera up to show you inside of where the burner assembly will go, and you can see that's a TCO right there. That white dot thing, white with a dot, it has 2 pins that you attach the wire to.
But since this one is a direct replacement,
If anyone asks, I do fancy either Bradford White or AO Smith water heater. For a tank. For a tankless, I would always go with Navient. I do install others, but I prefer Navients. I actually have a Bosch tankless. It's about 20 years old and it's still kicking. And I don't do any maintenance on it. So I'm not going to, because the day I start maintaining it, they'll start leaking. So that's the clip right there. That's where that triangle piece that I pointed out to you, that's where the burner's triangle top slides right in there. Okay? And don't overthink it. You just line up and push it down. I've been doing this for a while, so I can feel it. You'll feel it go in there and click, and it gets snugged right in there. All right. So there we go, pushing it in. And then you just guide it right there. Boom, 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 boom. And boom, there it is. Snugged. You can rock it left and right, but you should not be able to move it. Okay? Too far. Move it too far. All right, now you're going to put the 2 screws back in. Man, very, very careful here. I don't think I have it on video, but before you put the screw in, you want to verify that there is 2 screw clips on each end where the holes are. Just verify that those clips are lined up with the hole before you put the burner assembly in. So then when you do put the screw in, it just doesn't turn. It actually has something to hook onto the screw. Okay. So left one's in. This is the second annoyingest part. That's also a big Milwaukee quarter-bit drive, and the magnet fell out of it, so it's not magnetic anymore. So I gotta use my fingers to get it. I think I did put it back on there and try to. Yeah. So this is the second annoying part about this job is lining up those screws. First one on the left, got it in real good. Second one, just got to move it around. And that's why the proper tool is awesome, because if that was magnetic, it would be so much easier. But I eventually get it in there, and you can feel it. There it is. Turn. You want to give it a good tight, but not too much. Don't over tighten. Basically, you should be able to just tighten it with one hand. You don't have to use 2 hands to tighten it. It does not need to be that tight. Okay? The stuff that needs to be tight is the gas connection. That big stainless steel one, that is for your burner. Okay? And the other one, which is on the left, that's for the pilot right there. Yep, that's for pilot. So what I did, I like to stick it in up there to make sure I get the right. You can always pull. Oh, look at my gloves. Those are expensive professional gloves that don't last forever. I like to pull to make sure it goes all the way to it cannot go anymore. Once that is, pull it back down and put the ferrule on there. Okay. Now, here's the interesting or good part. You want to make sure the aluminum is all the way up there before you start tightening. So you want to make sure it can't go anymore, and then you start tightening that. And it's basic compression. What that does, it compress the aluminum hose pipe together, and that prevents any leaks. So you want to actually give that a good tightening. Spank it right there. You don't have to overkill it, right? Just enough. You actually feel it when it breaks off in there. Well, you probably won't be able to tell because you don't do this a lot, but don't have to kill it. Don't kill it. All right, it's a soft metal, so it will compress easy. And that's a stainless steel one. That's stainless steel. Stainless steel, not that soft. And you'll feel it. You'll feel the difference. All right, give that a tight. It should, not always, but most of the time, just be able to screw that in with the hand. And I couldn't. Obviously, I'm not that strong. This guy needs to get some better gloves. Now, after every job, no matter how great or small, I like to do a leak test, a gas leak test. If I work with water, I do a water test. And if I work with gas, I do a gas test. I use a gas sniffer and bubbles. Now, with stainless steel. You don't want to put water on there because it can corrode and rot. So the bubbles are not a good idea for the gas test. So if you do have a sniffer, go ahead and use your sniffer to make sure there's no leak. But if not, you can go ahead and use your bubbles. Just make sure that you dry it off really good so it doesn't rot there.
Okay.
All right, now we are here for your wire connection. I don't remember what I connected first, so I'll just talk it over you. That's your water heater drain right there. Reward stick is already clean for, so you guys can't use that. Boom, bam. All right. Now coming out of the burner is a red wire that goes to the first left on the TCO. Okay. Boom, just like that. And the second wire that it runs up to a black head top, that second one gets connected right there on the right side of the TCO. Okay, then you just plug it right in. Now the wire is a little bit short on here. We're a little bit stingy with the wire, but that's all right. And you plug that in. Now, if they're too stingy, you can always flip those wire around and give you a little bit of push length. Now, that is for your striker, that orange wire there. Plug that in. Boom. Done. Now you can put your cover plate on for the water heater. And you are now an official plumber.
So now I'm going to turn the gas back on.
Yes. You do want to turn off the gas before you do any gas work. I didn't say that. No, I said it. Probably what you call
so I'll flip this over, but that's just me.
I don't know what happened. I was saying to myself, normally when I install those gas cock or the gas shut off, I normally turn it towards the flow of the gas. Okay, doesn't really matter. I just like to do that to help the customer out so they know exactly what's off and on. Now to relight this pilot, what you want to do is turn the knob. Those are the hot or temperature gauge. You want to turn that down to the pilot and push it in. Because we disconnected the stainless steel assembly and the pilot's new, what we want to do is push it in for a little bit so gas can flow through it, push the air out. Once that's pushed in, I would say about 10-20 seconds, you then hit the striker. Okay, I think I'm going to do it. Oh, I'm getting light for you.
I just listened for it because you can hear when the pilot light.
All right, push the pilot in and then hit the striker. Boom. Now you can listen for the pilot. You will hear the pilot light. If not, there's a window. There are peephole in that window right down there. Why did I move the camera? There it is. Oh, but lit. I was showing you that lit. But that peephole, you can see that it's light. But you can hear it.
The pilot. Once it lights, don't let go.
Voiceover. I suck at that.
Hold that.
Now, once that's lit, do not take your hand off that pilot. Keep your hand pushed in on that pilot for 30 seconds or up to a minute. And you should see that status light. It should start blinking. Some of them are white and some of them are red. Some of them are blue. Once it's blinking, you can remove your hand off of it and set your temperature to your desired temperature. We normally keep it between hot and A, which is about 130 degrees. And it could go up to like 140 with stacking. And if you don't know what stacking is, we'll go over that in a different video. But that's where we normally keep it. Now, what I did there, I turned it up because the temperature was already at desired temperature because I'm working on a hot heater here. So I turned up to verify that it lit. And it did. So I turned it back down to the temperature and make sure I verify that it shuts off. And it did. Now, it's a function water heater. Now, the warranty for the water heater will continue because we actually replaced the part with a brand new part and not try to jerry rig it. The water heater was only a year old. So the customer did not want us to jerry rig it. The customer wanted to replace it because she was not paid for it. And I don't blame her. She's paid a lot of money for this water heater. And she wanted to make sure the warranty continues with the best parts in there. You could adjust those to make sure your cover plate fit. And that's it. Well, if you've done this successfully, You've been promoted to a journeyman there. You're an official in this, all the waste that was created. You're an official plumber. Thank you for watching my video, guys. I will see you guys on the next one.
This is what.
Oh yeah, I'm explaining here what happened, which I already told you. They broke that. I could have pulled it out and I could have fixed it, but the customer's like, no, I don't want you to jerry rig it. I want it to be replaced. Your wish is my command. And we got to replace. There it is, guys. You have a awesome rest of your day.